This is the resolution sort of call.
Okay.
You need one, Ryan?
I got it on my phone. Right? Okay. I'm good. Thank you.
How are you, Ryan?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing all right. Brother texted me. How are you, buddy? Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you.
How are you?
I'm good. Did you have a good weekend?
I'm gonna start, sit back where I am.
Oh,
You know, where I started.
that starts now. Okay. Just for a little while. Take a break.
We'll see.
Just take a break. Hi, Gwen.
Hi, Rita, how you doing?
Well, good. How are you?
I'm here. I did not get up tonight.
When I got home, because I usually go home before I come here, girl, I did not want to get up out that house. Sophie was just all up on me too, and I was like, oh, I don't want to leave her.
So you didn't put you, I'm not trying to take me a nap. It should not be that painful.
Girl,
I'm trying to ask my question.
okay, well, because I like to hear you. I mean, your questions are my questions. Your questions are my questions. I started laughing, girl, when I thought about my Hendrix girl at church, girl. I was wrong about that. I mean, it was the laugh we needed in there.
It wasn't that he was so interested in me. It was the fact that he had earphones on and he was talking so loud.
He said, where'd you going?
And then he just called me down side to side saying, Gigi, I want to come to your house.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
So Gigi knows, Gigi don't do it.
Oh, hilarious. I mean, the whole church was cracking up.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was cute, because he was cute.
He's a hot man.
He's
honey.
cute.
He ain't done.
When he says, my name is Hendrix, nice to meet you, he said at church.
Because I get 2 people.
I didn't have a chance. How your friend and mine doing?
Oh, my dad.
Training. Defense Attorneys National Defense College.
Yeah, he thinks he's. And all of a sudden, now he goes jumping in the menu. Mad. Did they get no shrink? He get no shrink. He's mad. That's why I asked you too. Really?
Really? And you're just poor mouth the whole time. Oh, it's so tough. Like, everyone else started looking at them just drooling. Come on.
I was thinking Thacker will.
Yeah.
Hey, Gwen, it's gotta be praying. You wanna pray? I'll be weird if I was praying. Not that it's, you know. Yeah, you're ready. Welcome to the Spalding County Board of Commissioners regular meeting. It's Monday, March 7th, 2022, and it's 6 p.m. If everyone could please silence your cell phones and all other electronic equipment, we could try to get through this meeting without those interruptions. Although, unlike some of our guests tonight, I can't hold you in contempt. That's tonight, a little bit of a change from what we have on here. It said that I was going to lead us in the invocation. I've asked Commissioner Flowers Taylor to lead us in the invocation, and then we're going to have the pledge to the flag led by Commissioner Reinbaum. Commissioner Taylor.
If you'll join me. Father God, we come to you this evening in gratitude and with thanksgiving. We're thankful to have the opportunity to stand here and to act as your representative in this community. We ask you to bless us with graciousness, with patience, with understanding, and with discernment. Allow us to be able to be open-minded and to do the best thing that there is to be done for this community and for Spalding County. We ask you to bless our law enforcement and our first responders, our healthcare workers, and those who help to keep this county and this community going. All of these things we're grateful for and we are thankful for, and we ask for this in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
If you would, please join me in the pledge to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to amend the agenda to include a new item, number 1, under new business, and move the remaining items accordingly to accommodate the resolution to call for a special election to fill the remainder of the term for District 5, December 31st, 2022. This election will coincide with the primary election currently scheduled for May 24th, 2022.
Oh,
All right.
second.
I have a motion and a second to amend the agenda. Is there any other discussion? I just want to point out that obviously for those at home and for those here in the room, there's only 4 of us up here tonight. That is per the governor's order that appointed Clay Davis. I'll just say Clay Davis. So nothing weird has happened since. Nothing. This is all according to the plan. But we are at the point now where there has to be a special election to fill the actual vacated term. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, all opposed, 4-0. Oh, so that's the amended agenda? Okay. Presentation of proclamations. Right, new business. All right, Spalding County Board of Commissioners would like to recognize State Court Judge Josh Thacker on completion of 5 years of service. Judge Thacker, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, and then we got a wonderful plaque that we're gonna frame proclamation, and we'll take a bunch of pictures and everything else.
That sounds great. So I'm honored to be here, and, you know, it's hard to believe that 5 years have already gone by. I don't know where it went. I just want to say thank you. I spoke to the Rotary Club a couple of weeks ago, and I told them I'm the luckiest judge in the state of Georgia, and I just can't say that enough. I speak with so many other judges, and, you know, they've got some sort of something with their sheriff, or something with the clerk, or something with their public defender's office, and I have nothing to add to any of those conversations because I am the luckiest judge in Georgia. I have a fantastic team around me everywhere I look, from the sheriff's office to the clerk's office to the probation office to the local defense bar. And I am just honored that I get to do this so far. I mean, when I first ran, I just had this dream, and it was just a half-formed dream of I just wanted to create a court where everybody who walked in the door felt like no matter where they came from, what their history was, they felt like they were going to get a fair shake. They were going to get an even field. And frankly, I'm not perfect. There's only one perfect person. It wasn't me. But I do feel like, we have achieved that goal. And we've done so many things since then. We've absolutely utilized technology. When we first started, it was, if somebody wanted to pay their seatbelt ticket, they had to go down to the courthouse with cash in hand, pay their $15. Now you can pay it online, and that's from the system we put in. And we just found out from the administrator that because of the strides we've made since then, with the Odyssey Tyler Technology Database, which is us, Superior and Magistrate, which I'm the administrator of. I didn't ask for that job, but I accepted it. That they're going to nominate us next year for the National IT Excellence Award. So, so I just was really proud of that. Found that out Friday, and I was very proud of that because I didn't do it. I was just the leader of the team that created it. So 5 years in, I was laughing with Ms. Garrison as I walked in that when you look at the agenda, it says that I get 5 years of service and she has 25 outstanding years of service. I can't wait till I get to 25 and have outstanding years of service. And my family wanted to be here today, but my wife was sick, so she couldn't make it. So she just wanted me to tell you all, thank you for putting up with me for the last 5 years. So thank you.
Come down, take a picture. Yeah, so we center on the back.
Centered on them, not on the
So-
square. All right. No, it's not doing anything, so it's supposed to be somewhere else.
He's in charge. He's in charge.
Thank you.
As a personal aside, since I'm the chair and I get to do this, I practice all over the state of Georgia, and Josh is right. Not only is he a fantastic judge, but we have a whole team involved. Our sheriff is fantastic. Probation is great. Some of the offices, there's always some sand in the mechanism somewhere in all these different counties. Spalding County is really a well-oiled machine, and it makes a difference to everyone who comes through there, whether they want to be in there or not. It makes the process easier for everybody. So we appreciate you, Josh. I'm going to turn this one over, second proclamation, to Dr. Ledbetter.
It is a great privilege to recognize Jenna Garrison this evening for 25 years of outstanding service. Having been in seat for 9 months, it is a privilege to work with her and to look back at all of the historical data that our county has put together financially over the years. It's easy to read, easy to find. She has a wealth of knowledge, and it is our pleasure to recognize her this evening. So, Ms. Garrison.
It's a standing ovation.
Thank you. But I told the judge that on the Thomaston radio station that I listen to every morning, they mentioned his award, but they didn't mention mine. So I don't know if they just, covered the first thing, or if Mickey Thrasher didn't want to figure out how to pronounce my name. But I can't believe that I've been here 25 years. It doesn't feel like it. And I've really enjoyed my job. I've enjoyed the people that I've worked with. I've enjoyed the 24 and a half years that I worked with William. And now I'm enjoying the adventure of working with Dr. Ledbetter. So that's all I have to say.
All right.
office, all of us.
I know I didn't know what was going on.
All right, moving on to citizen comment. There's no presentation or financial status tonight. She just got an award and doesn't give us anything back. That's not- No, I'm just kidding. She's great. Let's see, citizen comment. Speakers must sign up prior to the meeting and provide their names, addresses, and the topic they wish to discuss. Speakers must direct your remarks to the board and not to individual commissioners or the audience. Personal disagreements with individual commissioners or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. The chairman has the right to limit your comments in the interest of disposing the county's business in an efficient and respectable manner. Speakers will be allotted 3 minutes to speak on their chosen topics as they relate to matters pertinent to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No questions will be asked by any commissioners during the citizen comments. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy and civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speaker will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend this rule. Dr. Ledbetter, who signed up?
This evening, we have Kathy Etheridge. She would like to speak concerning the drainage ditch.
Come on up, Ms. Etheridge.
Hello, my name is Kathy Etheridge. I live at 11 Charlotte Circle in Griffin. I have on my property a drainage ditch for road water runoff, which is on a county easement, which has been maintained by the county for over 35 years. The ditch begins at the culvert by my neighbor's house. It goes down the side, runs behind her house, then my house, and the next two neighbors. 2 years ago, the county had my first neighbor fill out an affidavit form they provided, which had to be notarized in order to come onto her property to do the maintenance. I also received the same form and turned it in to allow them to finish the maintenance. When I returned the form, I was told it had to be sent over to the county manager's office to get approved and that they were slow about it. I was a little confused how my first neighbor had her section done right away, but oh well, I'll just wait. Never heard another word from anyone. Then COVID was upon us and the whole project was pushed aside. Everything stopped but the rain, and we've had some very heavy downpours in the last 2 years. The erosion is now so bad it's eating up our yards. The first neighbor has a 15-foot wide and now 8 to 10 foot deep, half the length down her backyard. My second neighbor on the other side, it has breached his new chain link fence and has eroded an area 4 to 5 feet deep, 4 feet wide, running a good length in his property, in his backyard. On my property, I have about 2 feet left before it breaches my fence. The larger the ditch, the more water it holds, the more destruction it causes, and a few more heavy rains and we're all in trouble. This needs to be fixed and it needs to be done soon. Why has the county maintained this and set a precedence? I called Dr. Ledbetter's office and asked for an appointment to talk to him about this. I did not get an appointment or even a return phone call. Instead, he sent T.J. Imberger from the County Works Department to tell us it's the homeowner's responsibility and that it is and always has been against the law to come on our property. So for 35 years, they've been breaking the law coming onto our property. Now, all of a sudden, these laws or rules have appeared after 40 years saying it's the homeowner's problem to maintain the ditches that catch storm water drainage from the road. Is it not the county responsibility for this storm water drainage? What I want to know is what ordinance has changed from 35 years ago to now. I hope we can come to an agreement and I put my county tax dollars that I pay to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Etheridge. Anyone else?
No, sir.
Just the one? All right. Move right along to section 7. You got her name?
I did call her.
Section 7, minutes. Consider approval of minutes for the Spalding County Board of Commissioners work session on February 16th, 2022, the Spalding County Board of Commissioners executive session on February 16th, 2022, the Spalding County Board of Commissioners work session and appreciation luncheon on February 21, 22, and the extraordinary session on February 21st, 22. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
All right, having a motion and a second to approve the minutes, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving, raise your hand. All opposed? 4-0 to approve. All right. Tonight we have a consent agenda of 2 items. The items on this consent agenda have been discussed in prior meetings, and the paperwork to accomplish these projects has already been assigned to staff. They're now, and the county attorney, they're now ready for signature, and we'd like to have these put on here on the agenda tonight as both of number 1 and number 2. But I need a motion in order to do that.
Good question. Didn't we
Sure.
already do number 1? We haven't already approved those
We,
ones?
we discussed it. I don't think that we had a vote on it though, right? Like we had a vote to do it, we had to sign it, and then now we have to
not
approve
voted on the
the.
resolution,
Correct.
Okay.
which would be the first reading of the resolution.
So will could this come back again for a second, or is it just the first and that's over? We'll have a second one, right? A second resolution. Okay, so we'll be done with this. Okay.
The ordinance has to have a second.
All right.
But we did already discuss both of these
Yes.
things at previous meetings and gave them the directions. I've signed the documents, we just have to
Got it.
do the votes. But we need to approve that consent agenda, so we gotta do that first, and then we've got to.
You can approve the consent agenda, as one item, but you don't have to. You can take the items separately if you would prefer.
Okay.
That's
So
fine.
that's up to y'all with the motions.
I mean, we can do it separately, y'all do it together, and then vote, and then
So-
vote separately.
So, I would like to do it separately, because I just have one question to ask about item number 1.
All right, then let's have a motion to approve the consent agenda and then, as 2 individual motions. And then we'll take a motion on each one and then discuss it under those motions.
If we approve the consent agenda, we can't discuss it after that.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna deny the consent agenda, but move through each one of those agenda
Just,
items.
we're gonna
I
move
see.
through separately.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
You can go forward with each item separately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, then let's,
So, Mr. Chairman, I have just a question. I spoke with Steve and Stephanie, I got your email, but it looks like, tell me the lady's name again.
Caroline Long.
Okay. It looks like she had made some suggestions on the language. Did we agree that the language is gonna remain, or it was gonna?
She made those changes, and those revisions are what you would be approving tonight.
Okay. Yeah, and I was okay with what she had as a revision.
Okay.
So, I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda item number 1, which is consider approval of a custodial agreement with the U.S. Bank Trust Company as custodians of the county's sinking fund and Spalding Project Fund for T-Splosh bond funds.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? All right, all in favor of the motion, raise your hand. All opposed, 4-0. All right. I would like to make the motion for the second, because I'm super excited about this. This is a consideration of the request of the Spalding County Parks and Leisure Services Department to participate in the GCIP grant for a digital museum history internship for our wonderful new history museum. I'm very excited. So I make the motion that we approve that. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Awesome. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? 4-0. Look at this. No old business. We're just moving right along. New business, we have the new agenda item, the new number 1 for the special election. Dr. Littler.
This is a resolution that will afford us the opportunity to call for a special election to fill the vacant seat for Spalding County Commission District 5, requesting the Board of Elections of Spalding County to call an election of the voters of Spalding to elect a commissioner to fill the vacant seat for Spalding County Commission District 5 for the unexpired term of Donald Hallbecker and for other purposes.
Okay. And that's straightforward, motion and approve and done, right? There's
Correct.
no-
That's correct.
Okay.
It is required because there's more than 6 months left on his term.
I see, okay,
So I have a question.
sure.
When is the qualifying for this particular election? When will that begin? Do we have to get an approval before the qualifying is set?
The qualifying will Monday, the 14th. So 1 week from today, by law for special election, it's 2.5 days. So it will be Monday, Tuesday, and half a day on Wednesday of next week. Those dates are approved by, the state already.
Okay. All right, that's what I wanted to know.
All right, do we have a
And the
motion?
qualifying fee was already set by you, but it's included in
Right.
the resolution.
Which included the increase,
Is there-
right?
Wait a minute. I didn't even know. All right,
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? 4-0 in approval. Okay. Old number 1, new number 2. Consider request from the Spalding County Public Works and Public Grounds Department to declare certain vehicles and equipment as surplus so they can be prepared for sale. Dr. Ledbetter, talk about these old cars.
TJ is prepared to provide us with information on this evening.
Have y'all seen pictures of these?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. We are requesting to begin the process of many months ahead to start surplusing our surplus. We have an entire hill/yard of this equipment. We have assigned this task to our supervisor, Tim Crane, of Special Projects, and you'll see us several times over the next 6 to 8 months, as we will have, we have well over 100 pieces of equipment. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at each piece of equipment individually, and then we're going to seek out where we think we could best get the most money. So this will be a combination of online auctions, scrap, or sealed bids.
So I have a question. TJ, so in looking at some of these vehicles, first of all, I'm just mad because y'all just tore our stuff up, okay? There's just too many raggedy trucks and cars and stuff, and old stuff. But next is, do you think selling these cars is gonna net you something for parts? Because these vehicles are like raggedy.
Yes, ma'am. So for the ones that we think are not scrap, what we'll do is we'll look at the national auctions. So let's say, for instance, a piece of equipment. It'll go on Ritchie Brothers, which it goes all over the world. So if we have a specific piece that says 20 or 30 years old, there may be a company out there that actually has 5 or 6 of those and needs parts. They become very valuable very quickly. With the tractors, we'll go with like Farmhouse Auction Company. They go all over the country, and farmers look for individual pieces of tractors to get parts for things that they may have that's 20 or 30 years old. So yes, we're gonna target where we sell these items so that we could get the most money for them.
So whatever happened to when we used to do the state auction site? Why are we not using that this time?
I think you're speaking of like GoGov.
Yes.
Okay, so we may actually use that as well. So what Tim's gonna do is he'll search the actual auction sites, see what that particular piece of equipment is, and then where we think we could get the most money for it is where he'll list it. Because each one's very specific. It depends on like what year it is, what model it is, what's left of the vehicle, or piece of equipment. You'll start seeing pallets of stuff come to you. You'll see things that just need to be scrapped. And we'll get the best money that we can for them. And a lot of this equipment isn't as ragged as it's been in accidents or things like that, or it's already been through 3, 4, 5 different departments before it ends up in this condition.
So we let somebody else use it, and after they finish beating it up, they give it back to you?
We do everything we can to be as frugal as possible.
That's not what I asked.
That's a very good answer, though.
We're very resourceful.
No,
What a politician answer. Don't answer the question you were asked. Answer the question you wish you were asked.
on
That's
that
the-
I rest my case. That's all I had.
TJ for president.
Anybody else have any questions?
That was good.
Right.
Anybody else? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second. All right. We have a motion and a second to approve this surplusing of excess vehicles. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, raise your hands. All opposed, 4-0. All right, last under new business, old 2, new 3. Consider request from Holland M. Ware Charitable Foundation to charge an adoption fee of $65 for the animals they sponsor to be adopted. Dr. Letman.
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I would ask that Brent Foster come forward and present for this particular agenda item. And in support of him this evening, I would also like to introduce our new marshal, Smart Web.
Thank you for being here, both of you.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. They're asking that we go up on their animals that they sponsor, that we take to Auburn to get fixed, to get microchipped. Everything's done for them, just to raise the fees to their specific animals that they sponsor to be $65, because what we do in return, we use that money to, if we get a sick or injured animal that's not life-threatening, we can use that money to take them to the vet, to get them fixed up, to bring them back to the shelter, to try to adopt them out. They're not asking for our $35 adoption fee that we charge for our animals that have not been to Auburn. They're not asking for that to be changed.
So this is what I don't understand. When
Okay.
we made an MOU with Auburn, and I can't remember if it was this foundation, and maybe it was this foundation.
It was, but they didn't want their name said at the time. Remember that?
But
Correct. That was weird.
there is nothing where they talk about what it is that we charge, what we do with the animals once
That's
we
right.
bring them back, except for that we don't terminate their lives.
Correct.
So I'm concerned, I didn't see the letter in here that came from them, so that we could kind of look and see what it is that they're saying, not that you're not telling us what the letter said. I have a bit of a problem with that, because I'm not understanding how they can suggest to us what we need to do for our county. Part of the reason our adoption rate is so low is because we do want our shelters to be cleared, and because of the demographics of our community, we want to make it possible for people to be able to afford to get an animal adopted.
Yes, ma'am.
So my understanding was that our taking animals there, which we do take them there ourselves, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is a help to them because it helps them to train their residents and interns that are gonna be vets. It's a help to us because it covers the expense of us having to get pets chipped, fixed, medical care. So I don't know how we got from that to them telling us what we need to charge for adoption. So I don't think we have enough information here, and I think that strategically, there should be a reason for how much we charge. If what we're charging is for food, or if what we're charging for is the actual chip, or if we're actually paying, and I don't think that we pay for those. I think they provide those, right?
We actually pay for the chips ourselves.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that's in our budget though. We
Yes, ma'am.
budget for that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, my understanding when we set the fee, I guess at $35, was to try and find homes at an affordable rate, and they were going to help us do that. So, I don't like the fact that they're
Coming to us?
not coming back to us as an organization. I know they sent you a letter, but you're asking us to change the way we do business because you think we're not doing it efficiently. I don't like that, and I don't think it's a justification for it. And, and then, of course, we as a board have to review that. We have to figure out what is appropriate. And if you remember when we first started this, we had or maybe it was before that, we had a fund of $5,000 or $10,000 a year that was budgeted to you to assist in those kinds of things. And that's how we were able to help seniors at the senior center get their pets done, fixed, and provide this little food shelter where people are bringing food to help you guys. So, yeah, they need to give us, I feel like they need to give us some more information so that we can have something factual to base that on. Not saying that we won't raise it to something, but we need to be in control of making that number happen. So if they can share that with you,
Yes, ma'am.
and then maybe you can bring, that's where I stand. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
Commissioner Goffin?
So, how competitive, and you may not know this, but how competitive are we with other counties when it comes to adoption fees? If we're increasing, how are we, we're Spalding County, what, Fayette County, Clayton County?
We're actually one of the cheapest. I pulled this up while I was
Okay.
sitting there. Take my glasses off so I can
I'm
see.
fostering a dog out of Fayette
Fostering.
for like just under $400 right now.
Right.
What?
It's
Yeah.
$159 in Fayette to adopt a dog that, that they adopt out. Now, if you go to a different county,
Okay, so if we do decide to come back and bring more information, that's the kind of information I'd like to see. Where are we in the ranks of that? That tells me a whole lot right there. Because if we were at $35 and we raise it at $65, then we're still below the bar, you know what I'm saying?
yes,
I would like to see that, but the numbers that you all are saying, I'd like to know that, you know?
And, you know, demographically speaking, the median income in Fayette is
Yeah, sure.
True.
$125,000,
Yes.
and the median income here is 70 maybe.
Right, no, it's
And
not
that's
that
when,
high.
I don't know who gave them that number, but obviously, some of us didn't do the census. Which, you know, and then you look at Pike County, they don't even have one, so we kind of figure they're,
They do now. They've got a brand new one.
okay, so
They
cool, but I'm
barely
saying,
brand new.
Okay,
one of our problems used to be people from Pike dumping their animals here, so hopefully that'll
Right.
fix that. But I think we need to look around at what our neighbors are doing, and not necessarily look at Fayette, because I consider Fayette Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of money and resources and.
well, that
people
$400
able
you're
to-
talking about,
Only the judicial circuit would.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we should
That's
do
the
that.
kind of stuff we want you to bring us back, that they can.
I think once we see that, we
understand.
kind of get a gist of it, I
And
think
their
it's.
rationale for that amount of money, you know, and then break it down for what they think that should be paying for.
yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm with you. I see all the points that you guys are making. I don't think the two fees should be necessarily mutually exclusive. I think right now, I think we're very low. Plus, for the folks that couldn't, that would be a terminal barrier to. We have funds set aside to offset that for them too. So I definitely think it needs a lot more, facts and a lot more looked at. My main concern is very different. My main concern is the fees of the county are either set by statute, set by the authority that creates them, right? Or set by us. Like, the average sheriff deputy can't just say, well, this is how much I'm gonna charge you as a speeding ticket. Like, there's this whole matrix, there's a judge, there's, the tag fee. She can't just say, well, I'm gonna start charging you this. And without a vote, groups don't get to just take on the ability to say, well, I think it should be this. And it's not so much the number. I mean, you didn't set it at 65,000, but like, if you had changed it a dime, that's something that you're not empowered to do. And like, that's what this board is for. And that's the thing that's really kind of,
But we're not charging, we're still charging the old price, aren't we?
$35.
35.
Yes,
We're
ma'am.
still doing 35.
so,
We've had that $35 adoption fee for as long as I've been here.
Since
far as
the
I can
Animal
remember.
Care and Advisory Board started, which is about 8 years ago, and they're the ones that made the recommendation for us to what that fee should be. I just wanted to ask him one more thing if I could. So, agreeing with what you say, we make the decisions. I guess what I would like to see, and secondly, we don't give them any money. We are not haven't budgeted for them to assist in adoption.
you mean
So,
the Auburn guys, you mean?
no, we don't give anything to
Animal
animal control
Yeah.
to assist people in being able to afford adoption. If we did decide that we needed to do something different, I would certainly want us to look back at being able to provide that option, because there's just many people, a lot of our seniors who would like to have pets, but can't afford to get them fixed, can't afford to
Sure.
spend $65 or $125 to get them adopted. And part of what I think they do at the senior center is they have a food bank that helps them to get food. So there's kind of a network of neighborhood stuff going on, and I think we just need to look at all of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Fair enough.
Should we table this?
Yeah, can I get a motion to table?
Motion to table until animal care comes back to us and lets us know that they have the information to bring it back for presentation.
And you know what information we're asking, right? You got
Yeah.
that? Okay, I'll second that table.
All right, we have a motion and second. All in favor of tabling, raise your hands. All opposed? Tabled.
Thanks, Brent.
Yes, thank you.
All right. 4-0 to table. brings us to the end of the meeting here. Report of the county manager.
Good evening. This evening, I just wanted to share with you that we have Jukes Law Firm scheduled to be in attendance during our next meeting, which will be on the 21st. They're actually looking forward to coming presenting to you. I had a great conversation with them. The comprehensive plan kickoff occurred just a few weeks ago, and Blue Cypress, our consulting firm, is asking that we finalize the list of members on our steering team. We have asked them to postpone their update to the board until March the 21st, and we will work with each of our commissioners to finalize the names of our steering committee members and get them up to speed on our comp plan. Jenna and I attended a bond rating meeting today in support of our T-Splosh bonds. I was encouraged with the feedback from Moody's representative, and we will have feedback from them on our rating for this issuance on March the 23rd. That's the date that they will give us our rating. Our RFP is out for bids on the resurfacing and sidewalk work that was approved through the T-Splosh, and staff will bring their recommendation for award of the bids to the BOC meeting in April. The Department of Public Health continues to offer COVID testing, but they have reduced this service to 1 day per week. You can be tested at their office here in Spalding County on Tuesday at the Health Department.
9 to 11.
Yes, ma'am, it's 9 to 11. It's great to have Smart Webb this evening. He is our county marshal. His primary responsibilities are code enforcement, including illegal trucks operating on marked roads or illegal parking on the rights of way, and also animal control oversight. Late last week, the chiller was installed at the CI. Johnson Controls, the contractor, is finalizing the installation and will work to balance the unit over the next week to ensure the system is working properly. TJ Kelly and members from our Leisure Services Advisory Board will travel to Tennessee tomorrow to kick the tires of what could be our next big blue bus.
Oh, I
So
was gonna ask
stay
that.
tuned,
I was gonna ask that question.
that's great news.
Very good.
Working with staff, we continue to work on our draft budget material, and we'll begin scheduling time with each of you, each of our commissioners within the next few weeks to make sure that we have all of our information available for you to share your thoughts and comments on. Our Parks and Leisure Services, kudos to them. They hosted the state basketball tournament this past weekend, and our spring sports begin this weekend. So we've got a lot going on in our county. We love to be here, be a part of the live, work, play community. Thank you very much. That's my report this evening.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask him a question before he
Sure.
go on? What, do you have an update for us on our medical insurance rates and on the repairs out at the sheriff's department, the emergency repairs?
Yep, the medical insurance rates have not, the bids have not come back in yet.
Okay.
So that's TBD, and as soon as they do, we will most definitely share with the community and with you guys what that rate is looking like. The repairs on the jail, yes, we do. We have our, what appears to be our first and only bid coming in Wednesday of this week. And we're looking to review that material with the engineers and make sure that we are all in agreement, and then we will push forward to bring that to you for approval and move forward.
Okay. That's
And that will be presented to you on March the 21st for us to move forward.
okay.
When will we know health insurance?
Miles is working that. In fact, he and I had the conversation about that material today, and we're expecting it literally just any day.
It's a big piece. That's a big piece.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, reports of commissioners.
Okay,
Commissioner
quick items. Number one, love the annual report. I hope that we are doing what we need to do to get that out there to the community, citizens. I think everyone needs to get a chance to see that. I think they'll have a better appreciation than what we do as the county. So, great job, Steve, and actually getting that together. It's our first annual one, so DeAndre, thank you. Okay, appreciate that. It was really nice to see, I sit on the executive board on the Chamber of Commerce. It was really nice to see the city and county come together and share a table there. I'd like to see, us do a lot more of that as far as that camaraderie of us together, doing different events, putting ourselves out there, these various functions that we have, and showing the unity that we have with that. Something about that it just looks good. You know, so I appreciate, you know, the table that we had at the Chamber of Commerce Executive dinner. It was very well done, and former County Manager William Wilson, of course, as we know, is General Griffin. So he officially was installed as General Griffin that evening, so. And last but not least, you know, like we had said before, it is election season, so we're asking everyone to please go out and vote. That's it.
Commissioner Bowden.
Again, I'd like to welcome, Mr. Smart Webb there, the new marshal. He is probably gonna have the hardest job in Spalding County, and I just wanna let him know, I'm gonna say it publicly, you got our full support. I know we're gonna catch a lot of crap and slack from people, but you just do your job and we got your back, man.
Absolutely.
That ditto that.
I'd like to thank the sheriff and his staff. For last week, we had a little community meeting out in the Digby community, out there on 16 at Brooks Assembly of God Church, and had a pretty good turnout, and they were very informative and gave the crime statistics and everything, and we had a pretty good meeting. It got a little heated there for a second, but it was a good meeting. He was
Enthusiastic.
The sheriff was taking some blocks for me. Thank you, Sheriff. Gonna make an awesome commissioner one day. But I'm good.
Commissioner Flowers Taylor.
Yes, last Friday, feel like it was Friday, maybe it was Saturday, the MLK program over at Fairmont. One of those days, I went to it. It was the sweetest thing. I tell you, when you can find a person who can get 5, 6, and 7-year-olds to stand still and actually do a thing, it was just amazing. And I just really appreciate the work that Miss Renee does over there. She has about 25 kids that come every afternoon to the after-school program there, and about 13 of them participated in the program. And like my church, some came in jeans and some came just about in a tuxedo. So it was good. It was excellent. And I just want to kudos to her and to Park and Rec for having that program. It was significant. The kids talked about the history in a positive way, just very upbeat. And I just appreciate what they do, not just at that rec center, at all of them, even the ones we don't have anybody to open the door for. My other question is wonder why. Went to the chamber event. General Griffin, our past county manager, William Wilson, got his sword. God knows, I hope he doesn't try to use it doing anything. But I started asking, has there ever been a General Griffin woman? And the answer was no. And that several women in the past have been nominated, but they've never been selected. And I said, well, who is doing the selecting? And it's the General Griffin. So I'm going around here trying to ask, because my brain says Bonnie Frogner, it says Stephanie Wyndham, it says Carolyn Bird.
Yeah.
Not just because she's sitting here. No, but I'm just simply saying, we're at a place now where, yeah, we're gonna have to do better. That's all I gotta
That's
say.
neat. That's interesting.
That's all.
Well, I want to bring up that we are honoring Bonnie Frogner next, in 2 weeks, the Golden Eagle Benefit Dinner for the Spalding County, the Boy Scouts.
And she's the second woman.
That's right.
Fantastic.
And she's the honoree from Spalding County, and Walker Chandler is the honoree from Pike County. It's going to be a really cool thing, raising a bunch of money that all stays right here for our local kids,
Where's it gonna be?
boys and girls, at the Kiwanis Center.
And that's
Support her.
March the 17th, that's right, on a
17th,
Thursday.
okay.
It is a fundraiser, so.
So tickets are,
Support Bonnie.
And you're welcome to sit at my table.
That's right.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that's right. You can come, but it is a fundraiser. So,
Okay.
we get that.
if you'd like to come, make sure that Kathy knows so that she can put out the possible quorum if we're all there.
That's true.
I'm definitely going. So, because boy, there just couldn't be a better selection for it than Bonnie Frogner. I've made some notes tonight about a couple of things. Sorry that this is gonna be a bit stream of consciousness, but, not that I haven't already said it, but comparing what the Jukes firm is doing here in Spalding County to some of the issues that we see in some other counties with their state court, it like, wow, like, I'm hearing that from every direction, that the Jukes firm is rocking it. So I can't wait for them to come in. I'm really appreciative that they take the time to do those intake and exit forms. And I haven't seen, since the last time they came and presented, I want to see an update on that. I'm really excited about that. Thank y'all for letting me chair this meeting. I'm excited. I've had to step up a couple times, but for the next few months, I suppose, I get to stay right here. So excited to step up to this chair. I do want to bring up some issues that I've heard from the community specifically about animal control. I get a lot of calls. I'm sure, Ryan, with all the land area you've got in your district, you get a lot of calls. You know, that there's just, you know, there'll be dogs running around. And they always say, hey, I called animal control, and then they never showed up. Or I called animal control, and they called me back and said, yeah, we can't come pick them up or whatever. And, you know, one time, one of the citizens told me that animal control told her that there was no space. We don't have space for animals. And I was like, there's no way that we're out of space. We have a brand new, awesome building. So, you know, we really should not be hearing those kind of complaints. So, you've got the marching orders. All right, Marshall. This is a tall order to get that where we want it to be to match the new building. But as far as code enforcement, the thing that I'm hearing a lot of, we're putting a lot of efforts into the roads. But no matter how many times we patch potholes and repave roads, if a lumber truck that's twice overweight drives over it, it's like driving over tempered glass. And they're gonna shatter it. You can't tell immediately, but 2 years later, it looks like cobblestones and everyone goes, man, did they just pave it wrong? No, it was done right, but there's weight limits on roads for a reason. So if you need more detection devices, those little weight machines, whatever they are, like, so that we can absolutely bring the hammer down and stop that kind of stuff from happening. Our roads are literally our largest investment in the county. We have over $1 billion in roads. And, you know, without things like T-Splost and really moving a lot of money from the general fund, just using the LMIG money from the state, it takes us 40 years to repave all these roads. That would mean that you've repaved them once in my lifetime. You know what I mean? And we have to repave several of them over and over and over. Why? Because you go and these pulp loaders will come, they triple overload these trucks and then just destroy the road. And frankly, they shouldn't just be fined. They should have to pay restitution for all the damage they do to our roads. So don't let them off easy. We've got your back. This is something that we need to stop cold dead in its tracks. Hey, I'm sorry they're gonna have to take 2 trips. I'm sorry that that's not as cost efficient, but it is costing the taxpayers of Spalding County literally millions, and it's just not fair. Okay, let me step off that soapbox. I want to say that our community engagement, just like everybody else has said, DeAndre, Amy, you guys are doing phenomenal. Like, wow, the stuff that we're seeing online, the stuff with the app. I finally had to turn notifications off on the app. I was like, it's too much. It's too much. But we're, you know, the In Spalding YouTube channel, just fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. Love that you guys are always out at the meetings and taking pictures of stuff and sharing it. There's a lot going on, and people need to know what it is. One thing that I want to get ahead of here and make sure that we're on the same page about, last year there wasn't a 4th of July parade. And the Veterans Affairs Committee just decided they weren't going to do one. But then they didn't tell anybody. It wasn't like hey, we've decided this year not, like, so no one else could step into that vacuum. So we stepped up with the group as you know, and made sure that the Christmas parade happened. But I'd like to get on top of and ahead of the Fourth of July parade. If somebody's already doing it, great, like, that's awesome. But, you know, I was disappointed that there wasn't a big MLK parade. I was disappointed, like, that's something that's
Yeah.
parade worthy. And there wasn't one.
There's
And,
gonna be one April 2nd.
oh, yeah,
There will be April 2nd.
That's the
I saw
MLK.
an announcement.
The MLK parade.
great. Let me write that
We
down.
forgot to say that, by the way. We forget that.
Great. I'm excited. But let's make sure that there's gonna be a Fourth of July parade, and if there's something that the county can do to help, let's provide the help. I mean, I think I'm speaking for everybody up here, that that's something that we should, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't wanna,
That's military
Unilaterally.
affairs, though, isn't it? Is
Yes,
that
I think,
military
yeah,
affairs with the
military
chamber?
affairs, not,
Military affairs with the chamber.
It's
not,
not the chamber, I
So
don't
just
think.
probably,
They're separate.
they're separate thing.
okay, the chamber's military affairs committee is different than the military affairs committee.
It's the same people.
Yeah, I think technically it's separate, but like,
I'm just looking
It's their own
like,
committee.
They've separated themselves from the chamber, for things.
for other stuff.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, so the chamber does not sponsor any parade anymore.
okay.
well,
So
We-
then maybe it was the military affairs who did, the military affairs organization.
Yeah.
Who did it.
Because the last one we had was the one out in Volunteer Park, is that where it was?
yes,
Yes, that was the last one, that,
in 20.
pretty
I
good
think
one, but it was just, that was the last one.
That volunteer park route, that's just not a good parade route. All that said, all you folks that are members of various civic organizations, we have a big trophy with a cup and the whole thing for best civic engagement, and we're gonna carve everyone's name in there. It's big, it's a big, it's like one of those big cheer trophies you see, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I'll be on the fire truck, so.
wood, and the fire trucks are pretty cool.
That self deserves a
Fire
trophy.
truck?
No. For the, you know, my firm sponsored the ribbons for, you know, which gets more people to come
That's true.
and participate. So, you know, why Kiwanis, why Rotary, why,
Right.
you know, all these other groups
ABWA.
aren't out there with golf carts and trucks and floats. It's kind of a wasted opportunity. I think we should all be doing that. I know the county sure is, so, we appreciate that. And that's all I've got. There is a request for a closed session.
Motion to go into closed session,
We gotta say why?
Yep, say fine.
for the purpose of discussing potential wait a minute, did you change it? Oh.
Future
acquisition of real estate, as provided by OCGA 50-14-34.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second to go into closed session for the purposes of discussion of future acquisition of real estate. All in favor? 4, all opposed, 0. All right.
Just want to say congratulations again to Judge Thacker and also Jenna Garrison.
Jenna.
Thank you very
Jenna
much.
Garrison.
Appreciate you all.
Good job,
Thank you.
guys. All right, let's make this clear.
Look at this. I just
I still got time to get rid of some of her.
Clay.
Steve, make it quick.
Bye, Clay. For now. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Would you say, see you later?
You asked what John Morgan said.
Sharp lady, I love it.
used to chair Model United Nations. You'd sit up there with a gavel like this, spin it. Kids
That's
be
making
like,
me dizzy.
Exactly. All right, we need a motion to come out of executive session.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to come out of closed session.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to come out of closed session. All in favor, raise your hand. 4, all opposed, 0. We're out of closed session. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to allow staff and staff attorney to
Extend the lease.
to extend DFAC's contract, to agree to extend DFAC's contract for the next 60 days at a cost of no less than $15,000 a month. And we will continue to work with them during the transition of the time that they are moving to their new location.
Second.
Any discussion? We sad to see them go and wish them the best of luck and hope
right.
that they continue their good work in Spalding County and the great relationship that we have with them.
Absolutely.
Continued support.
That's right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your hands. 4, all opposed, none. Can I get a
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, raise your hands. All opposed, stay here.
Great.
Did you want me to
4,
get out my
0.
mouth?
Everybody's raising their hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be able to go home and wipe
Great
my
job,
soap
guys.
off.
I know, right?
Look at that.
Good
7-10.
job, good job. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody who's watching
I'm
online.
talking about for that little short